I'm happy to be here, very grateful to be here in this week of Thanksgiving. I'm not speaking directly on gratitude or Thanksgiving this morning because all this year I've been focused on one each of the 12 spiritual powers as described by Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity. And today, November, the 11th power is release. And when we release things in our life that are no longer for our highest good, we have so much more to be grateful for. So think of that this week before Thanksgiving comes, of how much you might want to release. It's no longer for your highest good. But originally, when Charles Fillmore wrote his book, The 12 Powers, he called this power elimination or renunciation. And now Unity Worldwide calls it release on their website. But it's simply letting go, which we're really familiar with in Unity. So I want to start with 3 repeat after me affirmations. I'll say it and then you can repeat it with me. The first one, I release anything that no longer serves me and my good. Together, I release anything that no longer serves me or my good. Whatever I release blesses me. Whatever I release blesses me. And the last one we'll do in 2 parts. In letting go, I create space and energy. In letting go, I create space and energy for the new that is for my higher good. For the new that is for my higher good. All right, and so it is. Now, as you're developing your spiritual powers, which we all are, whether we realize it or not, some of us more consciously and intentionally than others, the power of release allows you to cleanse and purify your whole being, physical, mental, emotionally, so that your other powers have more room to expand and grow. Now, your intuition can guide you to using the words that feel best to you, that resonate with you. It could be elimination, renunciation, maybe denial, release, and letting go. My favorites are release and letting go. Those are the ones that feel the easiest to me for some reason. First, let's look at renunciation and elimination. Charles Fillmore said renunciation does 2 things for us. First, it consciously eliminates error thoughts from our mind. Consciously. Second thing it does is it expands our good, the good that goes from us and the good that comes to us. Greater good. He also said, letting go of the old in an orderly and decisive manner while still laying hold of the new that you want to come in brings feelings of lightness to your whole being. That's where the phrase release and rise comes from, because when you're lighter, you just rise. You rise. And remember, the universe doesn't much like a vacuum. So when you release things from your life, affirm, put something else in. Affirm what you want to replace it with. And I always like to add the words, this or better than I can now imagine, because I know my current imagination sometimes can be limiting. So I add that, and that opens up the space and the way for the universe to give me something even better than I asked for. So I love adding that. Unity teaches affirmations and denials as spiritual tools. And some people, and I find that I'm one of them, and now I'm looking at this a little bit differently, but some people like to use just the affirmations because they consider denials to be a negative rather than a positive approach. But there's another way of looking at denials. And Unity teaches spiritual denial. They say spiritual denial is erasing false beliefs from our consciousness. I like to visualize my little chalkboard here with my false beliefs on it, and I just take an eraser and erase those. It can be that simple once you keep practicing and doing it. Spiritual denial disidentifies with thoughts that are false, limiting, negative, or no longer for your benefit. And Fillmore says true denial frees up your energy that you've been expending on holding on to negative and non-productive ideas. So you get more energy when you deny and let those things go. He also said that letting go of old thoughts, substances, and conditions from your consciousness, from your body, and from your affairs, once they have served their purpose, because sometimes they're here for a season to serve their purpose, once they've served their purpose and you no longer need them, it's just that release is just as important as taking hold of the new to put in, because you need to make space for the new to come in. Yeah. It's my intention in life to let go of physical, mental, emotional, and patterns that no longer resonate with me. Again, they might have at one time, and they might have served me at one time, but I keep looking, is this still beneficial? And when it's no longer that way, then I want to consciously let go and make room for the new patterns to come in that do serve me. And as I become more and more self-aware, which it's my intention to do all the time as I grow, as I become more and more self-aware, I'm guided to release ways of thinking, doing, and being that are no longer for my good. Release those. And then I open up to attracting and allowing, that's letting it in. Once I attract it, I want to let it in, new ways of thinking, being, and doing. And more, it's my intention to let go of trying to make things happen in my life. A lot of us were conditioned that we needed to make things happen, yeah. And I relax into allowing what life brings me and letting it in and trusting that it is for my ultimate good. Even if I don't see it's for my immediate good, I know it's for my ultimate good. I trust that. And what helps me release the need to try to make things happen is to let go of taking action that's not inspired, that doesn't feel good. That's the have-tos, the shoulds, the musts, the obligations that other people might, with well intentions, try to put on me, or that society might want to put on me, or that I might still put on myself because of unconscious old conditioning I haven't let go of yet. So I choose to take inspired action. That's my choice. And that involves listening to and following my intuition, because that's where my inspiration comes from. And I like to say that inspired action is action I can't not take because it feels so good. I mean, I can't wait to take it. That's inspired action. And as I do this, I relax more into being love, being trusting, being an allower, being an appreciator. I relax more into those things, which then attracts my good to me. Now, the Bible says, ask, believe, receive. It doesn't say ask, believe, make it happen, and receive, right? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. But like so many people, I was conditioned to work hard, to deserve and earn what I wanted. You know, that's what my dad told me. You need to earn it. Now, as much as possible, I live by the affirmation that came to me 32 years ago when I was in a Unity of Tallahassee mastermind group where we met in Lafayette Park every week. And that affirmation that came to me is, I trust the process of life to bring me my highest good. Bring me my highest good. My spirit at that time knew it was true. My human self kind of said, how's that going to happen? I need to earn it and deserve it, you know. But I listened to the spirit, and over the years, I've made that true for me in my life. Life brings me my highest good. Have you ever wondered why so many people Maybe you have been one of them. I think if we're human, we've all been in this at one time. But have you ever wondered why so many people hang on to things that trigger pain and suffering and sadness in their lives? Well, they do this because that's what they've been conditioned to do, taught to do, or it's a habit, or it's familiar. It's familiar. Instead of letting go of those things and being happy and at peace. We humans can be kind of silly sometimes until we wake up. The time is over for that. It's time to let it go. I remember in a marriage, I hung on to a relationship for so long because I was conditioned to say, you get married and you stay married, and no matter what. And I tried that for a long time until I couldn't anymore, and then I graduated myself from that marriage. It took me a while, but you'll know when it's time to let something go, and you'll have the courage to do it. And now I want to offer you some suggestions just to consider of things that you might want to use your power of release to let go of. The first one is, what if you let go of the need to be right? A lot of people would so want to be right at the expense of their inner peace, or at the expense of losing a good relationship, or of bringing pain and suffering to themselves or other people. And again, if you've been human, we've all done that. If you catch yourself in a tug-of-war with another person about who's right, just pause and silently, pauses are so powerful. Pause and silently ask yourself, would I rather be right or happy? Would I rather be right or loving? Would I rather be right or keep this good relationship with this person? Just ask yourself those questions before you take any action. But usually the other person just wants to be heard. Wayne Dyer, I can't remember the book I read it in, but Wayne Dyer long ago, I read he had a recommended response in a situation like this that he said dissolved anger right away. Dissolved the argument right away. And that was, you could be right. You could be right. And they could be. But that has them be heard, and the argument's over. So just remember that next time you get in a situation like that. Needing to be right is rooted in the belief that happiness comes from outside us. We forget that it's an inside job. A need to be right indicates a need for external validation. You need someone outside you to validate you. And that is a never-ending quest that can be filled with anger and sorrow and suffering and just not very good feelings sometimes, disappointment. Another one, what if you let go of needing to be in control? Could be in control of situations or outcomes or processes or feelings, or especially some other people, maybe in your family or friends and coworkers, or even strangers sometimes you like to be in control of, right? What if you realize that the need for control is fear-based, and that alone just lets you release it? What if you allow people and things to be just as they are? This becomes easy when you trust in divine order, when you know that everything is in divine order, no matter what the appearance of it is. Here's another suggestion. What if you let go of blaming? Blaming others, blaming yourself, blaming outside situations, blaming unconsciously has you giving your power away and making you into a victim. So if you gave up blaming, you stop being a victim. If you give up blaming, you're no longer a victim. What if you stop giving your power away by eliminating blaming in your consciousness? Next, what if you let go of negative self-talk? Your mind can uplift you or tear you down depending how you use it. The thoughts you choose, the words you choose. So many people hurt themselves by using negative, disrespectful, self-defeating thoughts and self-talk over and over and over again. And it might be that that's what they heard from their parents, that they were not worthy, that they were dumb, things like that. Or from adults, other siblings. And now they've taken on the responsibility themselves to talk negatively to themselves. Yeah, conditioning again, which you can decide to let go of. Be mindful of what you put after your I ams. What if you trained yourself to put only positive words describing what you want to have, do, or be after your I ams? Only the things you want after your I ams. Eckhart Tolle said, "The mind is a superb instrument if used rightly. However, if used wrongly, it becomes very destructive." Now, what if you let go of limiting beliefs? Those beliefs about what you can't do. Those beliefs about what are impossible for you. Those beliefs about what you don't know. Those beliefs about the time you don't have, right? Limiting beliefs fence you in, put you in a box. Instead of the ones that I just mentioned, replace them with statements like, "I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me." All things are possible with God. I know everything I need to know when I need to know it. I have all the time I need to do everything. I have all the time I need to do everything I need to do. So those are just some suggestions to use instead, and you can create your own. But you want to replace it with what you want. Ellie Roselle, author of Changing the Mind, Healing the Body, said, "A belief is not an idea that the mind holds. It's an idea that holds the mind." So what ideas are holding your mind, putting it in a cage or a box or a fence? What if you let go of complaining? Complaining. It reinforces and gives energy to the very things you don't want in your life. You're giving energy to it unconsciously until you wake up and say, "Oh, wait, no." What if you give up complaining about the things and people you believe, an idea that holds you, you believe are upsetting you, making you upset or making you unhappy or making you sad or angry or depressed? What if you give up complaining about those? Change that belief, that error thinking. They're not making you. It's your belief about what they're saying. It's not the situation that's triggering you. It's your perception of it. And you're always in control of changing your perception. Always. No person can make you unhappy. No situation can make you miserable without your permission. Yeah. Just keep reminding yourself. And we're here to remind each other, too. What if you perceive things differently by looking for the good in other people, looking for the good in situations? What if you train yourself to look on the bright side of things? Everything has a bright side. Train yourself to see the bright sides, the positive possibilities, the silver linings. And once you start looking for them and training yourself to see them, they appear everywhere. They appear everywhere. You have become a magnet to attract them. You haven't done anything, but become a magnet to attract them. Here's another. What if you let go of criticism and labeling, especially of people who are different from you? We're all different. I mean, each of us is unique, right? We're all different, but like the old saying goes, we're more alike than we are different. We all want to love and be loved. We all want to be happy and healthy and comfortable and feeling good. We want to be heard. We want to be understood. Wayne Dyer said, the highest form of ignorance is rejecting something you don't know anything about. The highest form of ignorance is rejecting anything you don't know anything about. That's what we do when we make negative judgments based on appearances, right? Yeah. None of us know what's going on with another person. And we're all going through stuff right now that doesn't feel so good. What if you look for what you can learn from and how you can benefit from the diversity that's all around you? I see all you nice people out there, shining faces, children of God. And each of you have these stories, all these things that make you who you are. And if you just start connecting with each other and talking about them, you'll find you can learn so much from other people. I love it. What if you let go of needing to impress other people? Have you ever tried to be something you weren't to see if you could make other people like you or a specific other person like you? Yeah, again, if we're human, we've done that, right? What if when you stop trying to be something you're not, when you take off your masks that you think you need to put on because of society's or other people's expectations, when you learn to realize, accept, and really like who you are, what if you find out that people are attracted to you because of your authenticity, and you haven't done one single thing to try to make them like you, except be yourself, and that was not with the intention of making somebody like you. Trying to be something you're not is exhausting and restricting, and it can push people away. Authenticity, on the other hand, is attractive, magnetic, pulls people to you. What if you let go of fears that limit you? These kinds of fears are stories you make up in your mind. They're not true. They're not true. Correct your error thinking inside, and the outside just falls into place. Click, 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 click. What if you see fear as a friend? When you feel fearful, it's fear. I like to see a little imp or something tapping me on my shoulder here and saying, Judee, you're thinking about what you don't want again. This is to wake you up so you can think about what you do want instead. So in that way, fear can be your friend and remind you, wake you up. Think about what you do want. That's where you want to put your attention. What if you let go of excuses? Excuses come from limiting beliefs. Correct the belief, and the excuse dissolves. Wayne Dyer's book, Excuses Be Gone, was one of my favorite tools, books, guidebooks for doing this. Excuses Be Gone by Wayne Dyer. What if you let go of attachment? Oh, I want to hold on to this, this person, this thing, whatever. The more you grow your faith in divine order and divine timing, and the more you trust the process of life, the easier it's going to be for you to let go of any attachment you realize you have. Letting go of attachment to people and things doesn't mean you stop loving them. Attachment and love are very different things. Attachment and love are very different things. Attachment is fear-based, and restricting and can push people away. Love is trusting, allowing, and expanding, and attracts people to you. What if you let go of trying to live up to other people's expectations or society's expectations? Some people have been so influenced by family, society, culture, religion, other people, that they have lost touch with their inner voice. They don't know who they really are, what they like, what they want, because they've been living their lives around other people. When I graduated from my second marriage and went to counseling, the counseling helped me see that I had been living my life around other people. And ever since then, I've been discovering what I love and what I like, and been having so much fun. And that doesn't mean I haven't been in relationships and had fun with those too. I've just not been in another marriage. I used to say I'll never get married again. And then I thought, well, that's pretty limiting and restrictive, so I'll let go of that, you know. If I do, great. If I don't, great. I'm happy. Now, all these things that I've suggested for you to consider letting go of all come from thoughts that are non-productive or negative, all inner, in your control. There are also physical things in your environment that you would benefit from letting go of. There are things that you eat or drink or ingest that it might help you to let go of. But I've found that the more I focus my attention on what I want to have, do, and be in my life, the easier it is to let go of these things that no longer serve me. Sometimes they just fall away. And you know why they just fall away? It's because I've taken my attention off of them and no longer give them energy. They can't survive in my life. Yeah. Consider this. There are 5.5 weeks left in 2025. Let your intuition guide you each week to release one inner thing and one outer thing. What if, say, next week you say, I'm going to release blame. That's an inner thing. Be mindful of when blameful thoughts come up. If they come up, just say, oh, that's my old error thinking, and decide to let it go. Let it go. Then ask your God within, how can I see this person or this situation in a way that benefits me and everyone involved? How can I see the truth with a capital T in this situation? If answers come right away, wonderful. If they don't, just do something that feels good and the answers will come. Now, an example of an external thing to let go of, just go to your closet, go to one row of clothes. Everything that you haven't worn in a year that does not bring you joy or that doesn't fit you anymore, put it back into circulation. Sell it, donate it, give it away, give it to a friend who it does fit. You know, enjoy that. That's a wonderful lightening up process. And what if this letting go practice brings you into 2026 feeling lighter, brighter, healthier, happier, more things to be grateful for, and more alive? Wouldn't it be worth it? Yeah, I think so. Let's close with a few more repeat me affirmations, not many. First one, I didn't mean to make this so long, but let's do this I think we can do it in 2 parts. As I continually release what no longer serves me, as I continually release what no longer serves me, we'll do it in 3 parts. I create space for wonderful new opportunities, experiences, and blessings in my life. Wonderful new opportunities, experiences, and blessings in my life. 2 parts in the next one. The opening left when I release something. The opening left when I release something is filled with what is for my higher good. Is filled with what is for my higher good. Whatever I release blesses me. Whatever I release blesses me. And so it is. Thank you, God.
Light of God.